The roots of modified racing run deep. Throughout the fast-paced world of intense competition, one thing remains at our sport's core: family. Robert Jeffries was a beloved member of our modified racing family, and because of that, the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic honors him with the inaugural Robert Jeffries Memorial at North Carolina's Ace Speedway. Come see the 600 horsepower ground pounders at Ace or stream it live on Flow Racing. And oh yeah, son Lee Jeffries makes his Smart Modified return, racing in his father's honor. Welcome home, Jeffries family.
Once again, I want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody who is continuing to file in here to Ace Speedway in Altamaha, North Carolina. Many of you who have already been here, and those of you who are just walking in, want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Ace Speedway. My name is Blake McCandless, and hello to everybody who is also joining us live on Flow Racing for what is going to be an incredible night of short track racing here on a Friday night in Altamaha, North Carolina. Blake McCandless alongside Bob Dillner, who will be taking you through coverage of tonight's race. And we have a lot of racing to go tonight here, Bob. Of course, the Robert Jeffries Memorial for the Smart Modified Tour is perhaps the headline of the night or so, but we have even more modified racing going on with Ace weekly competitors. We have Champ Carts that are going on, the prelude to the Rodney Cook Classic, which of course is a huge $10,000 to win late model stock race that will be taking place later in October. So this is a very important night, and particularly if you're a modified racing fan, I don't know where you'd rather be right now in this part of the country. There is so much racing to go on tonight for modified racing fans.
I'm excited to be here. I haven't been to Ace Speedway in a number of years, but I have been a fan at the Rodney Cook Classic here in the past at Ace Speedway. So I'm excited to be here, back and forth in the booth here tonight. Been watching you and Eric on the Cars Tour broadcast on Flow Racing. And, of course, tomorrow at Wake County Speedway right there in Raleigh, North Carolina, you'll be able to hear Blake as well as Eric on the call for a big race. And they've done so much improvement to Wake County. It's going to be a blast to see the late model stock car zoom around that tight quarter-mile oval there near the capital of North Carolina. But tonight, all of our focus on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. We thank you, the competitors, for coming out here this evening. 25 strong in terms of cars here tonight. And tonight is all about honoring one man. Robert Jeffries passed away several years ago, but he was one of the mainstays on the Smart Modified Tour in its infancy. In fact, he won the first race in the history of the Smart Modified Tour at Langley Speedway in Virginia. And tonight, his son, Lee Jeffries, a 25-time winner in NASCAR Modified competition at Bowman Gray Stadium and a 2-time winner this season, joins us to compete in the race that honors his father. My brother from Flow Racing got a chance to speak to Lee a few weeks ago.
All right, the Smart Modified Tour is going to be back in action at Ace Speedway for the Robert Jeffries Memorial Race, the inaugural race, and I'm here with Lee Jeffries, a veteran of the Southern Modified ranks and a regular here at Bowman Gray Stadium. But I do want to ask you, when you first heard that they're going to be having a race in your dad's honor, what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it was we was proud that they was going to do something like that, being he had won the first one. I've always wanted to run some of the races. It's just hard with help and everything. But I knew for this one, I really needed to get in gear to get it ready to go.
That's a cool thing. So you're actually going to be dusting off the chassis here and leaving Bowman Gray a little bit again and getting back in action in the smart car?
Yes, I've got another car that I bought a couple years ago that I have never raced it. We've practiced it a couple times, but we've got the motor ready, and so we should be ready to go test here in the next week.
Okay, for all the people watching on Flow that may not know your dad's life, your dad's story, your dad's career, and this race's namesake, tell us a little bit about who your dad was.
Well, my dad, he always raced over here. He probably ran for around 50 years, maybe a little bit more. And when the Smart Series first started, he ran all the races. My uncle, which is Shady Grady, they went to all the races, and you know, they used to race on Friday nights, and we'd come over here on Saturday nights. So, I mean, he ran a bunch of those races. He just, like I said, he'd been over here for 50 years, and he loved doing it.
Is it going to be kind of cool for you to bring the 75 back? You know, I know you race this paint scheme with a lot of honor with it.
Yeah, and the bad thing is, if I would have realized what was going on with the deal for him, the other car, I would have made sure it looked just like this one, but it does look a little bit different with a different paint scheme and different stripes. But if I'd have knew ahead of time, you know, I would have probably had it the same paint scheme that he had.
So your dad, you know, lost your dad, of course, to cancer. What do you think he's thinking right now? You know, because he was never the type, you know, when I got to hang around him, he was very unassuming and didn't like a lot of attention, but he sure could go fast. What do you think he's thinking right now that after all these years, the first winner in Smart history, he's going to get recognized?
He's probably looking down and grinning, but he would never say anything. Like you said, he didn't want any praise. He didn't want any of that. But, you know, he'd be the first one willing to help anybody that needed anything. So, but I mean, I feel sure he's proud that they're doing something like that.
All right, and the apple didn't fall far from the tree, because this guy doesn't like a lot of praise either, but he's going to be competing at the Smart Modified Tour race at Ace, named after his father, a great honor right there, and also here weekly at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Want to say a big thank you to the folks from Pace-O-Matic. Since 2000, Pace-O-Matic has assembled an incredibly talented team from top to bottom, built on the grounds of integrity, innovation, and compliance, all of which aligns perfectly with the world of motorsports. As an entertainment company that develops gaming software that players love to play, Pace-O-Matic is all about giving back to local communities, small businesses, and now motorsports. To learn more about their history, business, and charitable works, as well as their products, check them out on all their social media outlets or visit their website at paceomatic.com. That's Pace-O-Matic, proud supporter of grassroots initiatives and proud presenting sponsor of the Smart Modified Tour. 25 strong for the Mighty Modifieds here tonight. First race for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic in just about a month and a half. It's been a while. Burt Myers from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, on top of the point standings by 40 points over a pair of drivers tied for second in the standings. Brandon Ward out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in the Coulter Motorsports #2 machine. The gentleman that just won the track championship in the NASCAR Modified Division at Bowman Gray Stadium. He'll be with us tonight. He's already won one race already this year at Caraway Speedway near Asheboro, North Carolina. And the other driver out of Miami Springs, Florida, a former NASCAR Camping World Truck Series winner back in the day. Joey Coulter, second place in points with that Fury machine. We'll see him out here for qualifying just momentarily around this 0.4 of a mile speedway. Tonight, fans will be treated, as well as the drivers as well, to the Citrus Safe Choose Cone. Citrus Safe is a non-toxic, biodegradable grill cleaner that was founded in 1997. In 2003, they rebranded to the name we all know and love today, Citrus Safe. You can find their products nationwide at stores like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, and a whole bunch more. Be sure to check them out for all your grill cleaning needs. On the web, it's citrussafe.com. That's Citrus Safe, proud sponsor of the Smart Modified Tour Choose Cone. If it's race season, then it's grilling season, and you need Citrus Safe. Just a couple of moments away from qualifying, Jeff Button, J.B. Cole on top of the flag stand. He is the official starter for the Smart Modified Tour. Now rolling onto the racetrack, driver of the number 02 machine out of Miami Springs, Florida. In the A-Shock Torch Eyewear SRI Performance Coulter Motorsports Fury machine with that Yates spec engine underneath the hood, it's Joey Coulter. Coulter, second place in points, Mr. Consistency so far this year, hoping for his first victory of the season here tonight at Ace Speedway, waiting for scoring to come in on Joey Coulter. That 02 machine coming around to take the checkered flag this time by Coulter, one of 25 modifieds on hand here tonight. And unfortunately, we will let you know where everybody turns in time as soon as we get that scoring registered up here in the booth here tonight at Ace Speedway. Now on the racetrack, the number 55 machine, they call him the Flying Floridian, one of the most personable guys in the pit area here today out of Wesley Chapel, Florida. It's Jeremy Gerstner. Jeremy Gerstner, new paint scheme on this ride here today at Ace Speedway. Has been flirting with a win here in the Smart Series the past couple of years, hoping to get that done. He's run some crate modified races here at Ace Speedway in the past. Still waiting for scoring to register here. We'll get to that just momentarily as soon as we get scoring up in the booth. Now on the racetrack. Tonight we honor his father, the late Robert Jeffries, the winner of the first ever Smart Modified Tour event up in Virginia at what is now known as Langley Speedway. This is the driver of the 75 out of Wahlberg, North Carolina. In the Dan Sandwiches Security Partners Phoenix Packaging Brands Golf Cars, Wahlberg Grill and Pizza Machine for Lee Jeffries. Right now, timing and scoring not registering up here in the booth. We'll work on that momentarily. Race monitor is what we use for our scoring. Unfortunately, it is not live right now. We are working on that. The series is obtaining all the times from these cars going around the racetrack, and we'll report to you as soon as it is available. Now on the racetrack, the 01 machine out of Coram, New York, a former Long Islander. Yes, the last option bed, family first life. Go to Robbie.com, UkraineCar.org, Troyer machine with that home-built engine underneath the hood. It's Brian Weber. Brian Weber has run races in NASCAR's Big 3 Series, tried to qualify for the NASCAR Xfinity Series earlier this year in Phoenix, Arizona. Now on the racetrack out of High Point, North Carolina, in the A Better View Glass and Mirror Alliance Hose and Tube Works PSR machine, a former track champion here in the late model division at Ace Speedway in 1992. It is Michael Rich in the red number 11 machine. Rich, a part-time competitor here on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. But in those events, he has been very strong, a top 10, consistent top 10 runner for Michael Rich in the 11. Again, just to remind everybody, if you're watching on Flow Racing, no scoring, registering in terms of timing for these cars. We will get you that scoring ticker as soon as possible and report to you where everybody times in as soon as possible as well. We do have timing in the room next door. We're efforting those times to tell you whether you're watching in the grandstands or on Flow Racing here tonight. Now joining us on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic for the first time in a while, his last race at Hickory Motor Speedway back in April. Driver of the number 29 machine out of Dawsonville, Georgia, and the Casa Grande Cabinets machine for Spencer Davis. We know a couple of drivers also famous from Dawsonville, Georgia, a pair of Cup champions. Spencer Davis started his racing exploits in the Pro Late Model Wars, moved up to Super Late Model competition, and now is in the Mighty Modified Wars here with a Smart Modified Tour. Zooming through qualifying here tonight, we thank you to each and every one of you in the grandstands. make sure you get your way to the concession stands as well. Last time I was here at Ace Speedway, a darn good bologna burger, and I'm looking forward to one of those again here this evening. Right now, coming off of turn 4 to take the green flag out of Trinity, North Carolina, is the Koi Construction. Kevin says yes.com. Ease Inspirations Troyer, that number 41 machine for Bussy Beavers. Beavers ran a race with us at Caraway Speedway near Asheboro, North Carolina a few months ago in the Warrior 100. Now joins us here again for competition at Ace Speedway. Nice and smooth coming off of turn number 4 on the gas. Under the checkered he goes again. Just in case you're joining us on Flow Racing, no scoring to the scoring or ticker module that you usually see on your screen. We will report to you as soon as possible who the fastest cars are. Now on the racetrack, driver of the number 14 machine. He's out of Concord, North Carolina. The third all-time winningest driver at the old Concord Speedway. Driver of the Z-Max Boston Reed & Company Real Estate, Chico's Bail Bonds Racing Electronics Troyer machine. That Tony's race engine powers that number 14 for former Ted Bobby Meismer Jr. One lap to go in qualifying for Meismer. Last full-time season of competition for him. He'll be a part-time competitor next year. Gonna turn his attention to his son, Bodie. Lee Jeffries right now. Lee Jeffries with a top time of 15.018 seconds. Top time during qualifying so far prior to Bobby Meismer going on the racetrack for Lee Jeffries. Bobby Meismer Jr. to the top of the heap during Pace-O-Matic Pole Award qualifying today for the Smart Modified Tour. On the racetrack right now, driver of the number 79 out of Midway, North Carolina, in the Colfax Towing, Snapple Walkertown Mill, David Hill Insulation, Hillbilly Motorsports Ride. That's a Troyer race car with a Tony's race engine underneath the hood for the 79 of Zach Brewer. Zach Brewer, interesting nugget on him. In the old Dash Series competition, finished 5th year back in the day when the Dash Series visited Ace Speedway. A little bit loose coming off the corner for Zach Brewer. Nice to have the Hillbilly Ride back with us on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. On the racetrack right now, the number 45 machine for Gary Young Jr. Gary Young started the season strong with a Smart Modified Tour top 10 run for him. He is a 3-time modified champion here in competition at Ace Speedway. He's on the gas right now. Gary Young Jr. 5th place run back when the Smart Modified Tour came here to Ace Speedway last 2 years ago. He's driving the Habit Bar and Grill PSR machine out of Burlington, North Carolina. Gary Young Jr. takes the checkered flag. David Hoots, race director, calls the next car to the racetrack, and he'll be out of Tobaccoville, North Carolina, in the Jerry Hunt Supercenter Amsoy Hayes Jewelers Team 25 machine. That PSR race car with the 8 spec engine underneath the hood. By the way, Zach Brewer to the top, second driver in the 14-second bracket. So Zach Brewer in that Hillbilly Racing ride to the top of the heap. But we'll see what the Rocket Tim Brown does here in the number 25. 4 wins this year at Bowman Gray Stadium. 96 times a winner, 98 times a winner at Bowman Gray Stadium. Tim Brown, oh so good behind the wheel of a modified, looking for his first victory on the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic this year. Could it come tonight at Ace Speedway? Tim Brown to the top of the board. This track getting faster and faster. 14.839, 14.839 for Tim Brown. And how about that, overcoming a power steering issue after practice today? He went to back up that race car. Steering wheel just locked up. Mike Smith, they call him Andretti. Ben Brown, his brother, found the problem, power steering issue, and they got that fixed. Good thing for Tim Brown. Now on the racetrack out of Shelbyville, Kentucky, in the Mohawk Northeast, Willwood Brakes Racing Electronics machine for Tommy Baldwin Racing. A lot of help from the PSR bunch as well. That's the number 7 NY for Caleb Heddy. Caleb Heddy, the defending series champion for the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. Already a winner this year at Hickory Motor Speedway when he led every single lap of that race. Checkered flag for Caleb Heddy. Second quick for Caleb Heddy in the 7NY. Tim Brown still on top during qualifying for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Now on the racetrack out of Corpus Christi, Texas, in that Cookout Coca-Cola units moving and portable storage Pace-O-Matic machine for that Sadler Stanley Racing. That's a PSR chassis, Tony's Race engine underneath the hood for former NASCAR Cup Series champion and Hall of Famer Bobby Labonte. Bobby Labonte, just a mixed bag of results for him. A lot of bad luck for this team. This year, a top 10 run back at Caraway Speedway in July, trying to get back in a consistent feel for this team. Fourth quick so far for Bobby Labonte during Pace-O-Matic Pole Award qualifying for the Smart Modified Tour. Teammate to Bobby Labonte for Sadler Stanley Racing, now scheduled to be up next, and indeed it is. And that Pace-O-Matic aggressive hydraulics machine for the driver out of South Bend, Indiana. He is the most recently anointed SRX Racing Experience champion, Ryan Newman in the number 39. We'll see how the Rocket Man does in qualifying. Oh, he's very fast no matter what he has run, from open wheels to the NASCAR ranks, and now here on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. A win at Stafford Motor Speedway in Connecticut in the SRX Series. Checkered flag in the air for Ryan Newman. On the provisional pole, fast time for Ryan Newman so far during qualifying. 14.838. 14.838 for Ryan Newman. I talked to this next driver at Bowman Gray Stadium last week. He's had a great year there. Loves the Smart Modified Tour, but was a little disappointed to stop his run of success at the Madhouse, a 4-time winner this year at Bowman Gray Stadium out of Walnut Cove, North Carolina. In the Carolina Drilling, Greg Butcher Trucking, QRC HVAC and Refrigeration, PSR car with that Yates spec engine. Gary Myers is the owner of this machine for Jason Myers in the number 4. Jason Myers, he admitted it's been a struggle in the Smart Modified Tour this year, but this is one of the tracks that the Myers family loves. It's near and dear to their heart. Jason Myers matches his number on that race car, 4th quick so far during qualifying. We thank you all who are in attendance here today and also watching live on Flow Racing, our broadcast partner for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Next up, out of Deerfield Beach, Florida. Sounds like a place I'd like to vacation. Back up on Race Monitor. We'll get to that just momentarily. And the ABS forklift and Viper graphics machine. That's a PSR race car. He debuted at South Boston Speedway back in April for Johnny K. Johnny Keebman. So far during qualifying, it's Ryan Newman over Tim Brown, Caleb Heddy, Jason Myers, and Zach Brewer. Let's see where Johnny K times in. Johnny K, 11th quick during qualifying so far for the Smart Modified Tour, a time of 15.134 seconds, his best. Next up, he's won 2 straight races on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. He's your current point leader and a two-time winner. Actually, mark that. He won last week. Three-time winner in NASCAR modified competition at Bowman Gray Stadium this year. In the Citrus Safe Cleaners Backyard Leisure Pool and Spas machine. That's a PSR race car and a fast one at that for the ace, Burt Myers. Burt Myers, a lot of success here at Ace Speedway as well. A former Smart Modified Tour winner here at Ace Speedway back in 2002. Burt Myers hoping to get the pole. He'll have to pick it up on his second lap. Myers 11th quick on his first lap, 15.088. And on lap number 2, Burt Myers moves up on the board to 7th quick overall, 14.961 for the ace, Burt Myers. So Burt Myers, first in points coming into this race. The man that is tied for second place in points now on the racetrack. And he's had an awfully good season. Just wrapped up the NASCAR Modified Championship 1 week ago at Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He's the driver of the Coulter Motorsports Randy Renfro race cars LFR machine. That's a brand new, actually, PSR machine here today at Ace Speedway. Brandon Ward out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, sits 40 markers behind Burt Myers in the standings coming into this race here today at Ace Speedway. Checkered flag in hand right now for Brandon Ward. Third quick for Brandon Ward, 14.915 seconds. So Ryan Newman still on point during qualifying today so far for the Mighty Modifieds here at Ace Speedway. Next up on the racetrack, he is the defending Carolina Crate Modified Champion out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in the Jerry Hunt Super Centers, Mike Norman Motorsports. Troyer is the number 12 for Cody Norman. Cody Norman running some Smart Modified Tour events this year, plans to go next year for Rookie of the Year honors. White flag in the air for Cody Norman, 17th quick on his first lap, 15.481 seconds. We'll see if he can best that on his second lap. Cody Norman does 11th quick for Cody Norman, 15.018 seconds for that young driver. Up next on the racetrack, a little bit of a change in the qualifying draw here for the driver that sits 6th in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic standings. Best finish, 2nd at Hickory Motor Speedway, just 15 years old, and that very famous red Lofton number 23 with Elon transmissions on the side of that race car for Carson Lofton. Carson Lofton, so quick, 10th quick on his first lap, 14.996. One of the rising young talents of the modified wars in the South. Carson Lofton goes up to 6th quick on his second lap, 14.940 seconds for that 15-year-old driver. So from son to father we go. And this is the driver of the number 15 out of Lexington, North Carolina. And the LNR transmission, Steve's Tires and Automotive Unique Coatings, Troyer, as part of Shady Grady Racing. For Brian Lofton, a 9-time winner in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic and quickest in practice earlier today here at Ace Speedway. Ryan Newman still on top of the charts, but will it hold? Brian Lofton, not as fast as he had hoped to on the first lap. 15th quick, he matches his car number, 15.077 seconds. Can he be just a little bit quicker on his second lap? Lofton, 3rd overall, 3rd best, 14.911 seconds. 3rd quick for Brian Lofton. So right now, Ryan Newman over Tim Brown, Brian Lofton. 4th is Brandon Ward, and 5th, Caleb Hetty. Up next, driver of the number 5 machine, a part-time competitor on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. At a Statesville, North Carolina, in the Mark III Financial Buzzy Racing Modified for the 5 of Tommy Buzzy. Tommy Buzzy, what a run he had at South Boston Speedway on the podium earlier this year. Hoping for a good run in qualifying here today for Tommy Buzzy. Buzzy 20th quick first lap. We'll see if he does better on his second lap. Buzzy struggling just a little bit during qualifying. That's a big surprise. He's usually got a very fast race car. 15.415 seconds for Tommy Buzzy. Now on the racetrack, the number 21 machine. He is out of Lexington, North Carolina, in the Carolina Drilling Totoro Racing Machine Fury race car for Jimmy Wallace. Jimmy Wallace, good top 10 run at Caraway Speedway. Our most recent race with the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. That was about a month and a half ago. Jimmy Wallace, last time we raced with the Smart Modified Tour at Ace Speedway, a top 10 run for him in that race as well. Jimmy Wallace, 20th quick first lap, 15.389. 15.983. 3.898 is what Wallace turned. And Jimmy Wallace a little bit better on his second lap, 15.081 seconds, 15.081 for Jimmy Wallace. 16th quick so far for Jimmy Wallace. 2 cars still slated for qualifying here. Next up on the racetrack, one of the most historied rides in all of Southern Modified Racing. He's part of the Mark Dowdy Motorsports landscape out of Roanoke, Virginia, and the parts company Haddabass Rowan Collision Fury Machine. Bob Bruneau powering that number 07 VA for Dennis Holdren. Dennis Holdren, 19th quick first lap, 15.223, 15.223 for Dennis Holdren. Holdren, good run for him at Franklin County Speedway back in May. Dennis Holdren a little bit better on that second lap, 12th quick overall with 1 car to go in qualifying, 15.012 seconds for Dennis Holdren. Last up on the racetrack, also out of Lexington, North Carolina, in the Jerry Hunt Super Center machine, that LFR car for the 18 of Daniel Yates. Good run for him earlier this year. Best run, top 10 run at Caraway Speedway. Hoping for a good run here at Ace Speedway as well. Coming around to take the white flag, JB Cole in the flag stand as usual for the Smart Modified Tour. Daniel Yates got a really good Instagram account. You're going to want to follow that. Great updates for him there. Yates, 24th quick. See what he can do on a second lap. Checkered flag now in the air for Daniel Yates. Daniel Yates improves just a little bit to 23rd quick, 15.512 seconds. So let's recap what we saw here in qualifying. Ryan Newman with the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award for the Smart Modified Tour at Ace Speedway. Time of 14.838 seconds. How about this? Incredible, the gap between first and second. 1/1000th of a second between Ryan Newman and Tim Brown. A 14.838 to a 14.839. So quick during qualifying today from Ryan Newman to Tim Brown. Brian Lofton, fastest in practice, 3rd quick in qualifying. Brandon Ward, 2nd in points coming into this one. He's got to close the gap on Burt Myers. Got a good start right now, 4th quick overall. Caleb Heddy, the defending series champion in the Tommy Baldwin Racing with help from PSR, 7NY for Caleb Heddy, 5th quick. 6th is Jason Myers in the number 4 machine. Good run for him in qualifying. Hopefully he turns his Smart Modified Tour season around. A 4-time winner this year for Jason Myers at Bowman Gray Stadium. Carson Lofton, the young kid, 15 years old, in that L&R Transmissions machine, driver the number 23, 7th quick overall. We go to 8th quick here during Smart Modified Tour qualifying at Ace Speedway. 8th quick, Zach Brewer in the Hillbilly Racing ride. 9th quick, Bobby Lavani in that Pace-O-Matic cookout machine for Sadler Stanley Racing. And 10th, rounding out the top 10, the current point leader by 40 points in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic and the Citrus Safe, number 1 for the Ace, Burt Myers. So Blake, some exciting qualifying, and how about that? The gap between first and second, just 1/1000th of a second between those two drivers.
It certainly doesn't get any closer than that, Bob. And again, being able to keep up and watch with the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic, it's incredible to see how competitive it is and how close they're going to have to race tonight here at Ace Speedway. That is one thing about running around this racetrack, is how important sometimes that track position can be here at this racetrack. And having two drivers that are that close, and you'd imagine that that's probably going to keep up once we get to the race as well. That's something that, again, that's why the fans tune in and why 99 Laps is going to be something to watch with these guys tonight.
Going to be watching a guy like Burt Myers try to come to the top of the field as well. We do have a redraw here tonight as well, so it'll be really interesting to see how things shake out for the starting lineup for the Smart Modified Tour with the Robert Jeffries Memorial here this evening. But now I'm excited because late model stock car is about to hit the racetrack as well. We all know the Rodney Cook Classic, very important to Ace Speedway, very important to the late model community in this area. But tonight, the Prelude race and a great field of race cars assembled here at Ace Speedway.
That's definitely the case. And again, they're competing for a lot of money tonight. $5,000 will go to the winner of this late model stock race tonight. And again, you mentioned the Rodney Cook Classic. Of course, the 10th annual that'll be taking place a little bit later on in October. There's $10,000 that are on the line for those drivers to come out and compete. So to be able to fine-tune those race cars as we get later into the racing season, this is kind of that time where, maybe you've had some damage throughout the year. You've had to put some new clips. Hopefully not, but that could definitely be a case at this time of the year. So getting able to fine-tune these race cars to be able to set up for that portion of the year in a race that is that big. And it's not just the Rodney Cook Classic. There are so many big races that are going on. You think of the Valley Star Credit Union 300 at Martinsville that'll be taking place later on in September. So this is a big time of the year for late model stock car racing as well. And as you mentioned, the prelude to the Rodney Cook Classic will be running single car qualifying here, I believe, in just a couple of moments, as we see the rest of the late model stocks kind of getting lined up there and just about ready to turn loose and get set and ready to go. Should be not only a good night for them, but all the racing we have here at Ace Speedway. Again, it's a long program. If you're out here at the racetrack, if you're tuning in on Flow Racing, these are the nights that you love to be out here at the racetrack. So for those of you in attendance, again, we thank you so much for being here. We enjoy you being here. But for those on Flow Racing as well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well. So we will step aside here for just a moment on Flow Racing. When we come back, the prelude to the Rodney Cook Classic, $5,000 to win. Single car qualifying is up next at Ace Speedway.
I did a couple of rodeos. I did basketball. I did soccer. I did gymnastics, cheer, dance, a bunch of stuff. Okay. This is still the most interesting. Yeah, I started working with them in 2017. Okay. About 6 years. The racing's only been the last couple of years. What's up on this?
So many storylines in tonight's starting lineup, and we'll talk about them throughout this 99-lap race. But folks, it's time for the command to fire engines. And I need each and every one of you in the crowd here tonight to help me on the count of 3 for a drivers start your engines. So let's do that count right now on 3, 2, 1. Drivers, start your engines. How about Jeff Bunton on the flag stand from Flow Racing? My brother, Matthew Dillner. Matthew, turn to the crowd if you hear me. You might not. Say hello. He's got the red hat on in the flag stand here tonight. Proud to have Matthew with us here for Flow Racing tonight. Tomorrow night, if you're looking for something good to watch, the Cars Tour late model stock cars go to Wake County Speedway in Raleigh, North Carolina. Blake and Eric Brennan will be on the call there as well. Cars being asked to pull off. And remember, the top 8 in qualifying tonight for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic will now go to their starting lineup. The top 8 redrew a little bit earlier this evening. On the point for this one here tonight will be the number 4. The number 4 of Jason Myers. Man, did he have a great season at Bowman Gray Stadium this year. He told me, man, I love the Smart Tour, but I almost don't want the Bowman Gray Stadium season to end, because he was on a roll with those victories, 3 of them coming in the latter part of the season. Top qualifier here today with the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award was Ryan Newman. Good thing, because he's got Pace-O-Matic on the side of that race car. Little blast from the past, a little final countdown by Europe playing tonight here at Ace Speedway. You see Jason Myers take his position at the top of this field in that black number 4. He will lead the field to the green flag here tonight. To his outside will be a guy looking for his 2nd victory of the season on the Smart Modified Tour. Driver the number 15, Lexington, North Carolina. For Shady Grady Racing, it's Brian Lofton. On the inside of row number 2, he didn't have far to move from where he qualified, which was 4th. Brandon Ward in a brand new PSR car. Good looking paint scheme with now a black number 2 on the side of that race car. He's on the inside of row number 2. To his outside is the 7NY of Caleb Hetty. And folks in the grandstands here tonight, hopefully you can help us, because the car owner on that machine is Tommy Baldwin Jr. And Tommy and his dad, certainly known around the modified wars of the North and South for so long. Well, Tommy announced this week that he has cancer, and he will be battling that. That team will work with the Smart Modified Tour thanks to the folks from PSR. But tonight, we're going to want to honor Tommy. And on lap number 7 tonight, we're going to put our fist up in the air. Folks, we're excited that you are here tonight, because we are excited for this race. Thank you. We ask everybody to rise and put their hands in the air. Get up on your feet and get out of your seat as the Smart Stars are going to salute you, the best racing fans in America. The Robert Jeffries Memorial. 99 laps of a grueling battle here tonight. This is our salute to open wheels, to chrome horns, and 600 horsepower. The ground pounders, the Mod Squad. This is the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. Coming to the green this time by 99 laps. Thanks to everyone who came out tonight in the grandstands. Thanks to everybody who's watching on Flow Racing. If you are right now, get on social media and tell folks you're watching some of the best racing you'll ever see in America. Jason Myers, Brian Lofton on the front row. Folks, by the grace of God and 600 horsepower, we are green at Ace Speedway. Brian Lofton with an edge off of turn number 2. Jason Myers still the preferred line on the inside groove. Will Lofton have the momentum? Trouble for Caleb Hetty coming off of turn number 4. Caleb Hetty slowed, allowed the field to pass, but Caleb Hetty, when it apparent a problem on the 7NY for Tommy Baldwin Racing, came into this race 5th in series points. Maybe an ignition problem, because Hetty looks like he's back up to speed. Up front, though, it's Brian Lofton. Lofton in that 15. We look a little bit further back right now, right behind him. And we see the 4 of Jason Myers. 3rd place is Brandon Ward in that brand new PSR machine. Brandon Ward, a winner at Caraway Speedway earlier this year, told me 1 down, 1 to go when I talked to him this week. meaning I won the championship for New Day Motorsports at Bowman Gray Stadium. Now he has set his sights on this Smart Modified Tour Championship here for Coulter Motorsports with Randy Renfro. Right now he rides in the 3rd spot. We got a battle brewing for 4th right now. 4th place brewing, Carson Lofton in the red number 23, and Tim Brown in that orange and white number 25. Mike Smith, the owner of that race car for Tim Brown, the Rocket. They call him Andretti. His daughter Bristol just played in a big World Series. Unfortunately, did not make it to the semis, but Bristol, we're all proud of you and your accomplishments this year with what you did early on. Remember, tonight is 99 laps, but at lap 30, we will be complete with Bell Helmet stage number 1, and points will be awarded to the top finishers in that stage. So at lap 30, you will see a flag thrown, and that will be the end of stage number 1 for these mighty modified drivers. Caleb Heddy is up to speed, and you can see him there, Heddy in that black number 7 NY, going by Bussy Beavers. Heddy trying to stay on the lead lap in front of Brian Lofton. Brandon Warren looks like he has a good car, that orange, black, and white number 2. He's in 3rd. And in the middle of 1st and 3rd is Jason Myers. Myers, that car maybe not turning as well as he had hoped early in this race, because it looked like it was going towards the wall a little bit, pushing, coming up off the corner. 4th place is Carson Lofton. 5th place is Tim Brown. 6th is Zach Brewer. A little bit loose for Zach Brewer off the corner. Bobby Labonte currently residing in the 7th spot in that number 18 car. 8th is Burt Myers. 9th is Ryan Newman. Rounding out the top 10 early in this race is the 14 of Bobby Meismer Jr. Jason Myers, you see right there, his car slips up just a tad, and that opens the door for Brandon Ward. Ward now to the inside in a battle for 2nd. It's Winston-Salem versus Walnut Cove, North Carolina. Ward versus Myers here at Ace Speedway early in the Robert Jeffries Memorial. Here comes Carson Lofton. Ward gets to the 2nd spot. Lofton trying to open up the door. Jason Myers, the veteran that he is, just staying on that outside groove. It's still early in this one. There's plenty of time to go, but the kid, 15-year-old Carson Lofton, is now in 3rd. Jason Myers in that QRC HVAC machine, the L&R Transmissions car, the 23 for Carson Lofton. Here we go. Tim Brown, just as we say that, the yellow lights come on the racetrack. We got a car slowing on the backstretch, and it appears to be that black 07 for Dennis Holdren out of Roanoke, Virginia. So Holdren slows coming off of turn number 2 and going down the backstretch. And for safety reasons, the caution is thrown for the first time here at Ace Speedway tonight. Got a flat tire on the right front of that machine. He will have to come to pit road to the attention of his crew. Good break, I believe. We'll get confirmation on this, but I believe Caleb Heddy should receive the free pass. I believe he was the... We're going to get a confirmation on that, but Caleb Heddy, this is a big break for him no matter what, because he will be able to rejoin at the rear of the field. Right now, Dennis Holdren pulling down pit road. We got a good shot thanks to our Flow Racing cameras there. You can see the front suspension and the wheel rubbing on the pavement on pit road with some sparks. A flat right front tire for Dennis Holdren and that Mark Dowdy machine. Good shot from our Citrus Safe Carolina Drilling drone coverage tonight on Flow Racing as well. Gary Young Jr. in the 45, just saw him going by that 07. He too on pit road, a 3-time modified champion here, and another former track champion, Michael Rich, on pit road as well in that red number 11 modified. There's Michael Rich in that red number 11. I believe that was Bobby Labonte, quite possibly. Trying to see because we got a little bit of a haze from the tower here. No, it was Ryan Newman who won the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award that came down pit road as well. Ryan Newman going to have to rejoin at the rear of the field. That's a big story. Ryan Newman, your Pace-O-Matic Pole Award winner, winds up early in this one. He was right there almost on edge of falling outside the top 10, and he is now at the rear of the field. By the way, our Citrus Safe Choose Cone is now out at the start-finish line. Thank you to Citrus Safe for all that they do. Drivers, when they get to that cone, get to choose inside or outside, and for the most part, with this very racy racetrack here tonight, everybody really kind of filing into where they were running. You have to go back a little ways about the ace spot to see somebody who has taken the outside and moved up just a little bit. So Brian Lofton over Brandon Ward early in this one. Just 16 laps complete of 99. Third place, Carson Lofton. Fourth, Jason Myers. Fifth is Tim Brown. On the outside of row number 3, sixth place is Zach Brewer. Seventh is Bobby Labonte with the current point leader in the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. Burt Myers running in 8th. Ninth is Bobby Meismer Jr. in the 14. And 10th, Spencer Davis. Good run for Spencer Davis now in the top 10. Going green next time by. Folks, want you to get on social media if you're watching in the grandstands or on Flow Racing. Give us your vantage point of where you're watching, whether it be your garage, your shop, maybe the living room, kitchen. Maybe it's on a date with your wife or your girlfriend and you're at a restaurant, but still have the phone on watching Flow Racing tonight. Make sure you get on there and tag me as well at Bob Dillner. Back to green we go at Ace Speedway, and a great start by Brian Lofton. Got on the loud pedal right there in the Pace-O-Matic restart zone, and he's back to the lead here. Battle, though, is for third. Battle for third brewing. Carson Lofton on the inside. On the outside is Jason Myers in the number 4. Tim Brown just behind that in that orange and white number 25. And then to his outside, a multicolored 79 for Zach Brewer. Tried to close the door on Bobby Labonte. Couldn't get it done. Bobby Labonte with a little tap from Burt Myers from behind. Completely sideways coming up off the corner. So Lofton back to third. Here comes Tim Brown. Brown on the inside of Jason Myers. Big wreck down in turns 3 and 4, and you just caught a glimpse. Burt Myers, the point leader, and the black and white, number 1. Involved but never stopped up in between turns 3 and 4. Bobby Labonte also involved. You see the white on the side of Bobby Labonte's tires is off. A lot of contact. Up in the corner, though, Daniel Yates in that black number 18, the 45 of Gary Young Jr., and that 48, that yellow car you just saw moving off your screen, was Johnny Keevan. Red flag is out here at Ace Speedway early in this race. We haven't even got to the end of Bell Helmet segment number 1. We're just 18 laps into this first segment. We're not leaving you here at the racetrack, but we are going to take a quick break on Flow Racing. We'll be right back here in just a moment with green flag conditions. Tonight we are here at Ace Speedway, but next week the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic heads to the beach and Carteret County Speedway next Saturday night.
You ready?
Locked and loaded.
Not wearing flip-flops this year? Get in.
You're actually picking me up for the Clash this year?
You earned it.
All right. It's time for the Clash, boss.
One exception on this trip.
What's that?
We're not listening to that song.
Fine.
I said we're not listening to that song.
Okay. I gotta pee.
Listen to me. You ain't peeing.
I gotta go.
You get 2 stops. You better have a
I was
large
waiting on
box.
you all day.
Well, you can wait all you want to. Hanging out the window if it'll fit.
So for those of you in attendance here tonight at Ace Speedway, you're going to have to go back and look at the replay on Flow Racing of tonight's race. We just showed a pretty cool promo. I think we just saw Crockett and Tubbs from the old Miami Vice. For those of you who are old enough, like our Chris Williams, to know what Miami Vice and that television show was, and myself, I do have to admit that. But you're going to have to go back and look at that neat promo put together by Ian and everybody with the Smart Modified Tour to promote next Saturday's event by the beach of North Carolina at Carteret County Speedway. We hope to see you there, and if you can't, please join us on Flow Racing. We love the modifieds of the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. 2 to go until we go back to green, everything cleaned up. Daniel Yates, his number 18 modified, still on pit road. Jimmy Wallace also on pit road, but trying to see if he's going to pull back out on the racetrack. That team pushing that car, so Jimmy Wallace, he does refire. Finished top 10 last time we were here at Ace Speedway. And by the way, I can't remember whether it was Crockett or Tubbs, but our flag man here for the Smart Modified Tour, he was in that promo video, so hats off to our flamboyant one, JB Cole, Jeff Bunton, no matter what you call him. He's a character. We love him with the Smart Modified Tour, and he did a darn good job, I think, of acting in that promo spot for Carteret County Speedway. Join us next Saturday by the beach of North Carolina. Tomorrow night, if you're looking for something to do, head down the road. The Cars Tour late model stock car is in action at Wake County Speedway. The voice of Ace Speedway, Blake, will be there. Eric, they'll call the action for Flow Racing. It's going to be a great show. They've done a lot of work to Wake County since I've been there last. Last time I was there, I had a super late model in competition, running second, overheated in August. Probably shouldn't schedule a race for super late model in August. But anyway, no, I'm not bitter. Not bitter at all. Lights off on the pace truck here. I want to say also thank you to autosbynelson.com for providing the official pace truck for the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. Good looking machine right there. I think Chris likes driving that up and down the street as well. Let's reset things. Coming to the green. It's Brian Lofton, that red and white 15. Brandon Ward on the outside. Ward is second in points. Brian Lofton fourth in points. We'll see what happens here when we go green. Look at this. Here comes the youngster, Carson Lofton, to the inside of Brandon Ward, the veteran. Brandon Ward, Bowman Gray Stadium track champion, crowned 1 week ago, trying to keep that second spot. Lofton wants it. Lofton very hungry. He said he's not satisfied completely with how his season has gone, even though he's sixth in points right now. Look at these battles. Behind Lofton right now, Tim Brown applying pressure to Jason Myers once again. Brown had a shot at that Bowman Gray Stadium track title 1 week ago. Had a mishap with Junior Snow, a fellow competitor. Junior Snow, not all too happy, ran into Tim Brown under yellow flag conditions. Tim Brown, his championship chances went away. A little bit further back in the field, how about this? Burt Myers was in the top 10. He was involved in that incident, and although he did not stop, it's the reason why he's not at the back of the field, it's where you blend. And Burt Myers blending in right now a little bit further back than he wants to be. He says he's still not points racing. He's going for victories. And right now, he's mired pretty deep in this field as guys like Ryan Newman try to come back to the front as well. So Burt Myers, he's got a long way to go in this one. But Myers, if anybody can do it, he's a former winner here in Smart Tour competition. He can get it done here tonight. Myers, 15th right now. Back up front, Ward almost on the back bumper of Brian Lofton. Ward in the middle of a Lofton sandwich. Dad Brian in the lead, and then his son Carson in third. Good run by the Loftons here tonight at Ace Speedway. Ward is there, but very patient is the driver out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That one win already to his credit. Both top two in this one. Both have a victory this year on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. So many storylines in this one. We're going to try to tell you as many as we can. The number 29 of Spencer Davis running really well in this one. He has not run with us since Hickory, North Carolina. And right now, Spencer Davis running in the 9th spot. So Davis always very fast. Will he make it to the end? Looking to the inside of Zach Brewer, who's having a good run as well. Brewer and this Hillbilly Motorsports team, man, they need a good run. They have struggled on the Smart Modified Tour in part-time competition. Hey, folks, we are at the end of Bell Helmets stage number 1. That checkered flag with Bell Helmets on it is now being displayed to all the drivers. And the key thing, and if you're in the top 3 of the running order here, you will get some extra points that go towards your championship equation in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. So we want to say a big thank you to Bell Helmets for being part of the Smart Modified Tour here in 2023. Check them out on social media. They have a good Twitter account. Keep you updated on everything that's going on, especially with a bunch of their drivers. I believe it's Bell Helmets HQ. So at the end of Bell Helmets stage number 1, it's Brian Lofton in the lead in the number 15 car. Number 2, Brandon Ward in second. Carson Lofton, the number 23 in third. And the number 4 of Jason Myers in fourth. And the 25 and Tim Brown rounding out the top 5. 6th right now on the racetrack. with a really good run. I actually had to look to believe my eyes. He started 20th in this one out of Miami Springs, Florida, former winner in the NASCAR Truck Series. Joey Coulter has come alive and has made his way all the way up to that 6th spot. Impressive run by Joey Coulter. 7th is Bobby Meismer Jr. in the 14. The 29 of Spencer Davis has now moved up to 8th. 9th is Zach Brewer in the 79. And rounding out the top 10 after an early race pit stop, that aggressive hydraulics Pace-O-Matic number 39 for Ryan Newman. Some activity on pit road as well. I believe that's the 7NY of Caleb Heddy for Tommy Baldwin Racing. And as we mentioned prior to the race, Tommy Baldwin announced this week that he's battling cancer. And those who have known Tommy for a long time know that he loves modified racing. He's going to begin his fight to ward off cancer, fight through it, and Tommy's one tough customer. He's going to do that after a week with his beautiful wife, Beth, their family. They're going to take some time this week. But it's great to have Tommy Baldwin here tonight with his team one final time. So, folks, I want you to put your fists up in the air right now, or applause, a round of applause for Tommy Baldwin here tonight as he's getting set to battle cancer. And we know that he can get through this. On behalf of everybody with a Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic, Tommy is somebody I've known since I was a small tot on Long Island, New York. And we're going to be praying for Tommy that he gets through this. And we cannot wait to see Tommy Baldwin back at the racetrack once again. Cody Norman on pit road as well, going underneath the hood of that number 12 machine. Cody has been a crate modified star in the Southeast the last couple of years, but now moving up to the tour type modifieds, the high horsepower cars of the Smart Modified Tour, hoping to run for Rookie of the Year next year here in the Smart Modified Tour. This place is beautiful, Ace Speedway. Racy place, hosted the cars, late model stock cars earlier this year. Had a heck of a battle in that one as well. One of the premier tracks in the Southeast. And we thank everybody from the Smart Modified Tour on behalf of them for Ace Speedway inviting us out here once again. This is a big return for the Smart Mods to be back at Ace Speedway. Before we go back green, I want to say thank you to Jostens, the most trusted partner in celebrating moments that matter, with their mission resting on 3 simple words: capture, celebrate, inspire. If you hear the words Jostens, you might remember them for their championship rings and trophies for NASCAR, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and more. Well, Jostens helped us develop the race and championship winning hardware that truly embodies the characteristics of all modified legends, both north and south. They have the Smarty Trophy, which you'll see awarded in Victory Lane here tonight. Follow them on Twitter or go to jostens.com. Green flag back out here at Ace Speedway for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. 30 down, still plenty to go in this 99 lap affair. For the series, Brian Lofton grabs that top spot, but we're going to go back to double file racing here because that's where the action is at. Top 2, easy right now. There's Joey Coulter. What a ride by Joey Coulter in the Gray Ghost, that 02 machine. Torch eyewear and SRI performance on the side of that race car. Joey Coulter now fighting to get into the top 5. An impressive run for him. He started in 20th, and in the opening 30 laps of this race, he's been wrestling that car around this racetrack, and he's now moved up to the 5th spot. Joey Coulter in the running for the Pace-O-Matic hard charger of the race. Next up, halfway point. The Banker's Life halfway leader will get a bonus as well when we get to that point. Still plenty of laps still to go here this evening. Coulter now up to 4th. He's gotten by Jason Myers. Tim Brown trying to do the same. Look at this a little bit further back. Tommy Buzzy in that number 5 car. That family-owned team. Buzzy Racing supplies a lot of rear ends and other products for rear ends to modified super late models and more. And here comes the 39 car of Ryan Newman as well, trying to battle his way back to the front of this field. Ryan Newman made a stop early in this race and is trying to work his way through the field. He was the Pace-O-Matic pole sitter. Bobby Meismer Jr. in the middle of the racetrack, almost in the middle of the 3-wide battle. Meismer Jr. in that red, white, and black number 14. Here comes Spencer Davis. He moves by Jason Myers. Myers falling like a rock right now in that QRC HVAC number 4 machine. His brother, Burt Myers, to his inside in that Leisure Pools and Spas Citrus Safe number 1. Back to Joey Coulter, putting some pressure on the kid, Carson Lofted. L&R Transmissions on the side of that car. Coulter is on a mission. Joey Coulter running like we have not seen him at all this year. And we got a problem coming off of turn number 4. Yellow flag is back out. And it is for Lee Jeffries. This race tonight named in his father's honor, who lost his life in 2017 due to cancer. But tonight, Lee with a good qualifying run. Unfortunate circumstances for him. He goes around coming off of turn number 4, but it looks like he is fairly undamaged. We'll see if he comes down pit road, but he should be able to rejoin at the rear of the field. So far, Brian Lofton doing pretty good in running for the Jostens lap leader of the race. Thank you to Jostens for being the presenting sponsor of the Lap Leader Award. Right now, Lofton has led from the get-go in this one. Brandon Ward wants that spot, but he's poised behind the wheel of the number 2 machine. Knows he's battling for a championship. He believes, he told me this week, that he can still win a few races before the season is out. And we got plenty of races still to go here with a smart modified tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. In fact, if you're looking for some great racing, we kind of deem this hell weeks because we have 4 straight weeks of racing for the smart modified tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. It all starts here tonight at Ace Speedway. Next week, we'll go to the beach, Carteret County Speedway, for the Carteret Clash, Saturday night, September 2nd. Then we'll head up to the Commonwealth, September 9th on a Saturday night at the beautiful Dominion Speedway. That is a gorgeous facility, and if you've never been, it should be a bucket list event. I've been there many times myself. Watched on Flow Racing earlier this year. The car store was there, had a heck of a battle there as well. And then on Sunday, September 17th, that's a Sunday, September 17th, the Mod Squad Nationals, Lonesome Pine Speedway in Virginia, just up the road from Bristol Motor Speedway. And oh, by the way, the night race at Bristol is the night before. So if you're watching tonight on Flow Racing and you're going to Bristol, stay an extra day and come see us at Lonesome Pine Speedway, just a little over an hour up the road from Thunder Valley of Bristol Motor Speedway. Those are our hell weeks here with the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. 2 laps until we go back green flag racing. Say thank you to Carolina Drilling as well. They're a well drilling contractor located in Mocksville, North Carolina, a leader in both drilling and blasting in the region. And they are proud to return as the sponsor of the Carolina Drilling Blast of the Front Award, the award given to the highest finishing non-tour type series winner in the final rundown of each race. A special thanks goes out to Jason Tutterow and to all the fine employees at Carolina Drilling for their continued support of modified racing. And as I mentioned, we're approaching the Bankers Life halfway point of this race. Bankers Life with a little prize to the halfway leader. Remember, it's not too early to start planning for your future. Never too late to assure that you and your family are prepared for whatever life may bring. Thankfully, Bankers Life has agents who are eager to get to know you personally, listen to your concerns and priorities, and fully understand what you and your family need. To find an agent that is best suited for your needs, visit their website at bankerslife.com. Insurance solutions, retirement planning, financial management, and everything in between. That's Bankers Life, bankerslife.com. The 75 of Lee Jeffries stopped on the racetrack, so we won't be going back green just yet. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem for Lee, and he's able to get whatever is going on fixed so he can get back out on the racetrack. We are honored with a Smart Modified Tour to pay tribute to his late father here tonight with the running of the Robert Jeffries Memorial at Ace Speedway. The inaugural running of this race to pay honor to a great man who was known not only for his great driving prowess, but also for the competitor and the person that he was. Many, if you talk to them in the pit area, will tell you that Robert Jeffries was the first to reach out to his competitors, his fellow competitors, if they needed any help during a race day. We know he was successful as well, a couple of wins in the Smart Tour. He won the first ever Smart event up at Langley Speedway in Virginia. 33-time winner at Bowman Gray Stadium as well. So on behalf of the Smart Modified Tour, we salute Robert Jeffries and the entire Jeffries family for what all of them, but most notably Robert Jeffries, for what he did for this tour. Unfortunately, Lee on the hook here tonight. So a big problem for Lee Jeffries here tonight. Just wound up his season 1 week ago at Bowman Gray Stadium. Good run for him. Was a championship contender on the final night. Had a mishap on the racetrack. Hit the wall after contact with another car. And unfortunately, his season came to an end that way at Bowman Gray Stadium. He did win 2 races, so a good season for Lee Jeffries with a pair of Fast Time Awards as well. So many things to follow in this race. One of them certainly Burt Myers in that Leisure Pools and Spas Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners #1. Burt Myers, the winner of the last 2 events on the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. Remember, he was caught up in that mishap several laps ago that brought out a caution in turns 3 and 4. He slowed but never stopped on the racetrack, was able to fill in where he blended into the running order. Burt Myers was back as far as 17th at one juncture, and now climbing through the field again. He will line up on the outside, I believe, of row number 4 at this restart, so score him 8th at this restart here for the Smart Modified Tour. 39 laps complete in this one, still plenty to go. Coming to the green this time by. It's like Aerosmith says. Same old song and dance. Lofton and Ward on the front row. They fire, and we are green at Ace. Fourth place the battle right now, Tim Brown. To the inside of Joey Coulter, trying to retake that spot. Tim Brown with a good run here tonight. There's Burt Myers as well. Burt Myers on the outside of Spencer Davis, on the outside of his brother, Jason Myers as well, who was on the point to start this 99-lap race. Lofton over Ward and Lofton. Then Tim Brown back in fourth, Joey Coulter in 5th. Meesmer in the 14 up to 6th, Spencer Davis in 7th. Burt Myers is there as well. Myers trying to get that spot on Spencer Davis. Myers has had an ultra-fast car, the winner of the last 2 events, but ironically, the car that he's won the last 2 events is not here at Ace Speedway. He's not competing with that car. This is a brand new PSR machine with the engine that won the last 2 events. They put that engine in this car, and he's pretty darn quick again here today. Oh, Burt Myers way up the racetrack. I think Spencer Davis kind of slowed a little bit more than Burt Myers anticipated, and Myers almost got up into the wall off of turn number 2. Close call. Battle for second right now. Here comes Carson Lofton. Lofton makes it look easy, gets the second. Tim Brown wants the spot on Brandon Ward now. Battle for second. How about Tim Brown? Lost the championship to Brandon Ward. Now they battle for third here tonight during the Robert Jeffries Memorial. Tim Brown, we thought he was going to win at Franklin County Speedway back in May with a Smart Modified Tour. an electrical issue late in the race for that team owned by Mike Smith. Then he went to Caraway. Very strong there as well. Tim Brown finishing in the top 10 in that race. Top 5 in that race, I apologize. Joey Coulter, 20th in this race to now in the 5th spot. Side by side, Joey Coulter, Tim Brown. Coulter gets the spot back. Here comes Miesmer. Miesmer in the Z-Max number 14, fighting strong with Tim Brown. Took advantage of an opportunity. The door was open by Joey Coulter. Farmer Ted, he wound up filling that hole and getting the spot. So Bobby Miesmer Jr. now up to 5th. This time by the Bankers Life Halfway Leader Award goes to Brian Lofted. He's also up for the Jostens lap leader of the race, and by virtue of how many laps he's led, if he leads this next lap, he's got to seal the deal here as he crosses underneath the stripe one more time. So he just picks up 2 big awards right there, the Jostens lap leader award as well as the Bankers Life Halfway Award. Tim Brown starting to struggle with the handling on that 25 car. He's been wiggling coming off of every corner. Spencer Davis now up underneath him. That's a battle for 6th on the racetrack. 53 laps complete in this one right now. Spencer Davis gets the spot. Now Burt Myers, Tim Brown with a little run back on the outside saying, I'm not going to let you go that easy. Spencer Davis hoping for his best run in Smart Modified Tour competition. Burt Myers now. By the way, Tim Brown, 7th in points in that orange and white, number 25. Burt Myers, your point leader, picks up another spot. So Myers back up to 7th after that early race mishap where he came to a, not stop, but a slow roll in between turns 3 and 4. Back up front. No change, but here we go. A slower car. Bussy Beavers kind of closes up the gap a little bit. Beavers out of the way in a hurry on the front stretch. And father and son at Ace Speedway now battling for the lead in the Smart Modified Tour. Yellow flag is out. And a car spinning in turn number 4 brings out the caution here. 56 laps into the Robert Jeffries Memorial. '55 of the Flying Floridian, Jeremy Gerstner. Gerstner has struggled here this evening, not qualifying well, trying to make up as many spots as he can, but I'm sure next week when he gets to Carteret Speedway, a new vengeance for Jeremy Gerstner, one of the true competitors here on the Smart Modified Tour. Great shot here of a beautiful facility that's known as Ace Speedway. A lot of people pitting here now during this caution period. Thank you to Carolina Drilling and Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners for providing the drone coverage tonight here on Flow Racing. I think just about everybody and their mother just came down pit road. A lot of teams. Remember, 1 tire at each team's disposal. They can put that fresh rubber on and they can choose what corner they want to put it in. Most traditionally, you see the right rear being changed, but sometimes, depending on how the stagger is for a lot of these cars and their teams at this time, we saw Tim Brown struggling in that 25 most recently. You might see teams take tires off of certain corners of the car and put them on other corners as well to kind of get the stagger that you want at this particular temperature, at this time of night with these handling characteristics that this track provides. The 07 of Dennis Holdren has struggled just a little bit here tonight. While we're under caution, Brandon Ward, everybody on pit road. Joey Coulter's run so well. We'll recap everything when we come back before we fire once again at Ace Speedway. Back live on Flow Racing. I gotta love Saturday nights on Flow Racing because if I am home, and that's not often, well, my mom's coming to visit tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll be on Flow Racing, putting it on the big screen in the living room. So many things to choose from. Tomorrow night, I'm sure I'm going to be keeping track of what's going on up at Port Royal Speedway with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Great racing action with those dirt late models. And also, just down the road, how far is it from here to Wake County? About an hour and a half. Okay, hour and a half. That's where Blake and Eric will be with Flow Racing for the Car Store late model stock cars. Can Carson Quapple get it done again and go to Victory Lane? Will Bobby McCarty get back to Victory Lane? It's a quarter mile. We all know how Bobby McCarty can wrestle that car around and find the front. So Bobby McCarty, good old dude. Love that he, with Boo Carlisle, just did the Beers with Bobby type deal. That was pretty cool. Check that out on the social media. I think it was the Cars Tour social media, or was it Boo's social media? Both, okay. I got to check that out. Boo, great character, has a passion for racing like a lot of us, and we appreciate him, appreciate what Keely and Jack and all those other owners, by the way, what they're doing for the Cars Tour, because it has really stepped up. What Jack set forth and built for so long, Keely came along, helped him, and now Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton and Justin Marks and everybody are doing, trying to get that set really for the future of late model stock car racing in the South. And man, I would love, I'll just say this right now, I know we're talking about modifieds, and this is what I grew up with, but man, I'm gonna put in a pledge right now. I want to see the big race, the Valley Star Credit Union 300 at Martinsville, be a Cars Tour event. Wouldn't that be a spectacle? That would be awesome. Want to see that happen in the future. That's just my opinion, for what it's worth. Here tonight, though, 56 laps into this one. Still plenty of time to go. Did everybody save their tires? That's a big question. A couple of drivers staying out. After many of the leaders came in, the top three cars had stayed out because they had been on pit road several times, including the man that's going to bring them to the green flag in the 7NY. That's Caleb Heddy. Oh, he does not fire. Will that stick? Ryan Newman went. Nope, I didn't think so. Yellow flag comes out. Ryan Newman, he did what he had to and try to grab that lead. But Caleb Heddy just all too smart in that 7NY. And when Ryan fired, he didn't. We will have another restart to get this race kick started once again. I want to say thank you to MJ Printing as well. Since MJ Printing since 1983, they have provided affordable custom options for all your printing and graphic needs. Whether it's screen printing for clothing, apparel, decals, banners, vehicle graphics, you name it. MJ Printing and Graphics promises to deliver on what you want, because that's where it all starts. Let MJ Printing and Graphics bring your ideas to life. Visit them online, mjcustomprinting.com. Side by side for the lead, Caleb Heddy trying to hold on to it. Slowed, looked like that car wasn't under fire earlier in this race, but it was able to recover. Carson Lofton with a big bad break, 3 wide down the front stretch here. Carson Lofton, don't know if he got booted up out of the groove, but he was way up there in the Wild Blue Yonder in turn number 4 just a moment ago. And remember, prior to that last caution, he was pressuring his dad for the lead, so the youngster, Brian Lofton, in that red number 23, now falling back just a little bit. 10th right now in the running order for Carson Lofton. Carson Lofton with trouble. His dad, Brian Lofton, battling for third place, side by side. Bobby Labonte and Brian Lofton. Lofton gets it. Lofton has had a very good car. Gary Young Jr. in the 45 on pit road. Trouble for Gary Young Jr. here at this point of the race, 60 laps in. Ryan Newman, the Pace-O-Matic pole sitter, now second. Oh, big wreck off of turn number 4. Cars everywhere. Johnny Keeman in the yellow number 48. Tim Brown 7th in points. trouble for Tim Brown, the Rocket, in the Jerry Hunt Super Center 25. The QRC HVAC number 4 for Jason Myers. He had faded, also involved, as was the 07 machine of Dennis Holdren. So you see a bent back bumper on Tim Brown's car. It looked like it might have been a chain reaction coming off of turn number 4. We're going to get a replay of it here on Flow Racing. And for those in the grandstands, we'll describe what happened here. It looked like it might have been a little contact between two different cars on the racetrack. We're queuing this replay up right now. Johnny Keedman looking at his car saying, oh boy, this PSR modified is going to need some work to prepare for Carteret County Speedway next week. We all know Johnny K is from Florida. I'm sure he'll enjoy going to the beach next week at Carteret County Speedway on Saturday night. By the way, on Sunday, a bunch of us going to see you on the beach near Carteret. So come out there and find us. Maybe Matt, our producer in Flow Racing. Hey, I want you to look at the front end of this shot. It looked like, and maybe we could slow-mo that, because it looked like there may have been contact between the yellow 48 of Johnny Keedman. Here it is again. Look to the left side of your screen. You see Brandon Ward sideways, and so was Johnny Keedman. It looked like they might have made a little contact to knock both of them sideways, and Keedman was able to keep his car straight, but it bottlenecked everybody right behind that. Keedman comes down off the racetrack. No place for Tim Brown to go. He gets hit from behind by Jason Myers, who was just locking up the brakes at that point. And you can see, I believe by virtue of, the cattywampus look by both of those cars coming off the corner, that there may have been contact between the two of Brandon Ward and the 48 of Johnny K. Nice job by Flow Racing, trying to get that replay for us. So under red flag conditions, Johnny K's car gets towed off the racetrack. Tim Brown with damage as well. Second red flag during this race. Still got plenty of racing to go. And right now it's Caleb Hetty in the 7NY at the top of the field. Again, we want to say thank you to all of the sponsors for the Smart Modified Tour. Most notably, the title sponsor, Pace-O-Matic. They do so much for our series, and we would not be able to do what we do, and that's bring you the cars that live by the grace of God in 600 horsepower for as many times as we do with a Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matics. Bell Helmets, the presenting sponsor of the Stage 1 at the end of 30 laps for each and every race. Citrus Safe, that sponsors the Choose Cone. Jostens, who actually provides the trophies, manufactures them, and is the lap leader of the race award presenting sponsor. Tonight, that'll belong to Brian Lofton after leading more than 50 laps in this 99-lap affair. Carolina Drilling, they sponsor the Blast of the Front award. And the basic way to synopsize that is if a driver has not won a Tour-Type Modified Touring Series event, they are up for the Blast of the Front award by Carolina Drilling, and it goes to that first non-winner of a Touring Series event in modified competition in the finishing order of each and every Smart event. Bankers Life, they present the halfway leader, and they are also the presenting sponsor of the Smarty Trophy. And if you've never seen the Smarty Trophy, which is manufactured by Jostens, you're going to get a good glimpse of it here tonight at Ace Speedway in Victory Lane. It is a really cool and unique trophy that is awarded to every winner of the Smart Modified Tour event. Thank you to Citrus Safe as well as Carolina Drilling for being the drone sponsors of tonight's racing coverage on Flow Racing. Bankers Life does so much for us, so does MJ Printing and Graphics, AutosByNelson.com, as well as Short Track Life, a social media experience for the Smart Modified Tour, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and a lot of videos on YouTube as well. In fact, we had a video at Short Track Life a couple weeks ago. Burt Myers throwing some speedy dry at a fellow competitor there. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, We try to cover as much as we can and bring you in depth and behind the scenes with some views on short track life. So we'll recap things in just a minute. Joey Coulter with trouble as well, a championship contender here of the Smart Modified Tour. We'll see if he's able to get that damage repaired on that race car and return to competition when we go back green here at Ace Speedway. Smart Modified Tour officials have withdrew the red. We will go back to a rolling yellow right now. You see J.B. Cole waving that yellow flag in the flag stand tonight here at Ace Speedway. Caleb Heddy leading the field in that 7NY. Second is Ryan Newman in the number 39 with aggressive hydraulics and Pace-O-Matic on the side of that race car. Shady Grady Racing for the number 15 of Brian Lofton, currently in the third spot. Cookout and Pace-O-Matic on the side of Bobby Labonte's car. Labonte running in the fourth spot. Fifth, the Z-Max number 14 for Bobby Meismer Jr. Sixth spot, Leisure Pools and Spa Citrus Safe car for Burt Myers. Myers rebounding after a mishap early in this race. The point leader currently of the Smart Modified Tour. Behind him, now back up to the seventh spot, is Carson Lofton, the 15-year-old kid with L&R transmissions on the side of that race car. Eighth place, the red number 29 of Spencer Davis. Ninth place appears to be Dennis Holdren, and as we say this, Brandon Ward, who was not in the lineup, winds up getting back in line here just ahead of Bobby Meismer Jr. So Brandon Ward now back up to fifth, second in points with one victory on the season for that Coulter Motorsports with Randy Renfro setting up that car. So that moves Meismer to sixth. Seventh is Burt Myers. Eighth, Carson Lofton. Ninth place is the 29 of Spencer Davis. And rounding out the top 10 right now is Dennis Holdren. 11th appears to be Tommy Buzzy in the number 5. 12th place, the number 55 car of Jeremy Gerstner. Cody Norman is back there. Tim Brown back there as well as they sort things out before we go back green here at Ace. Zach Brewer, who was up front early in the top 5, he is now on pit road. That Hillbilly Racing ride right behind Victory Lane. number 79. Joey Coulter also on pit road. There is the number 79 car of Zach Brewer, and they've gone underneath the hood. Maybe with these hot, scorching temperatures here. I live on a mountain now, so it's a lot cooler up on the mountain, but pretty hot here today and humid. And right now it looks like that car may be overheating. There's the drone, the choose cone. Thanks to Citrus Safe for providing that. We also want to show you Joey Coulter on pit road because we didn't catch that because down where he was positioned along the inside retaining wall here, we didn't have the vantage point up here in the tower. But Joey Coulter was involved in that mishap that brought out the recent caution prior to this one. Coulter was tied for second in points, no wins to his credit this year, but has been ultra consistent. And now he's on pit road, and they got some damage to the front end suspension, especially on the right front of that race car. Can't tell exactly if they're trying to fix it. I see Joey Coulter looking at it to see how bad, how extensive the damage is. But a bad break for Joey Coulter because this will affect him in the championship chase this year. Think about how good Joey Coulter has been. In the last 5 races, he's finished second twice and has finished in the top 5 on 4 different occasions. His worst finish, 11th in that span. So this will definitely give him a big hit in his title quest for the Smart Modified Tour Championship Smarty Trophy, brought to you by Bankers Life at the end of the season. Coming back to the green now. 60 laps into this one, 39 still to go. Look at Newman. Newman is there. Ryan Newman, he's done this so many times in a modified. The tough way around this place, trying to get to the lead on the outside of Caleb Heddy. The kid out of Kentucky in the 7NY. 1 win to his credit at Hickory Motor Speedway earlier this year, but still side by side. Newman almost glazes the backstretch wall. Ryan Newman, he's a big old dude, and he's wrestling this car around this racetrack for Sadler Stanley Racing right now. Falls into place behind that 7NY. So Newman second, Brian Lofton third, Brandon Ward in fourth. The best battle on the racetrack is fifth, and there it is right there. Burt Myers moving to the inside of Bobby Labonte. He gets the spot, and here comes Meismer as well. Meismer out of Concord, North Carolina. You ever hear those names? Freddie Query, Jack Sprague, the 2 best at Concord Speedway, and the all-time wins list. Well, Bobby Meismer Jr. is third on that list at that defunct racetrack, and boy, do we miss Concord Speedway. But Meismer knows how to get it done, but woo! Meismer just caught out of my eye. Indeed, there is a caution because Meismer and another car got together off of turn number 2, and cars were going everywhere on the racetrack. The 21 of Jimmy Wallace headed down pit road. Meismer, looked like Meismer and another car got together. Cars were sprayed everywhere. And there's debris on the track in turn number 4 to bring out this caution. So that contact that we saw for turn number 2, inconsequential in terms of what brought out this caution. It was debris in turn number 4. There's the debris down there in the corner, 2 different pieces of debris. Our race director for this event, David Hoots, with a big eagle eye, being able to see that debris thanks to some of our smart officials in the infield as well. So a slow pace in the middle of this race. I don't know what time we started, Blake. Maybe we could, I don't know, check that from somebody. But the longest race ever for the Smart Modified Tour at Ace Speedway, 1 hour and 36 minutes and 53 seconds. Don't know if we're going to break that tonight, but we keep on going on this pace, it could happen. And there you see on our drone shot, Joey Coulter, Jimmy Wallace. Jason Tutterow was not able to be with us here tonight And we're hoping Jason's back with us next week at Carteret County Speedway next Saturday night. There you see some of the work being done. Maybe that car not under fire either as well, and that's why they're trying to diagnose what's going on with Joey Coulter's machine. Hopefully we'll find out this week, and we'll tell you on social media. Make sure you follow all the Smart Modified Tour social media channels, as well as Flow Racing, and a whole lot more. Cowboy Dwight Saul's not with us here either. Hoping he's back at Carteret County Speedway as well. And we missed Dwight here tonight here at Ace Speedway. The Citrus Safe Choose Cone out now for all the competitors as well. As they get to that cone, thanks to Citrus Safe, they'll be able to choose inside or outside. No surprise whatsoever right there. Ryan Newman choosing the outside. He has made it work better than any driver here tonight. 4 straight races, 4 straight weeks of racing for the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. Go from here at Ace Speedway to Carteret County Speedway. Then we'll go to Dominion in Virginia on September 9th and September 17th at Lonesome Pine Speedway in Virginia, just up the road from Bristol during the night race at Bristol weekend. Take a look at this field. It'll be Caleb Henny and Ryan Newman front row for this restart when they get to the Pace-O-Matic restart zone. Brian Lofton still lurking back in third. To his outside, championship contender Brandon Ward. In that third row, it's championship leader Burt Myers. Nice rebound for him, and Bobby Labonte on the outside of that third row. Fourth row, Bobby Meismer Jr. in the 14. His best run came at a podium finish at Carraway earlier this year. 8th, Carson Lofton. 9th, Spencer Davis. And to the outside of that next row, restarting 10th, will be Tommy Buzzy. Newman, a thorn in the side of Caleb Henny, just won't go away. Here comes Brian Lofton. He's trying to fill the hole. Newman could be in trouble here if he can't get down. Lofton's got a very fast race car. Oh, sideways for Brian Lofton. That cost him and allowed Newman to follow behind the 7NY without allowing the 15 to get by. Battle is for third now. Look at Brandon Ward trying to fend off Burt Myers. This is the top of the heap in the point standings right now. Burt Myers in first, Brandon Ward in second, going toe-to-toe here late in the race. 67 laps now complete at Ace Speedway. Myers up to third. Myers up to fourth. Myers with a good run after trouble early in this race. The Ace at Ace showing his stuff once again. If I were the top 3 right now, I might be a little bit worried because Burt Myers has got a very fast race car. Brian Lofton to the inside of Ryan Newman. He puts a little Nerf bar to him in turn number 4. Newman holds steady on the outside, but Lofton trying to get to the front. Look at Myers. Myers to the inside. The seas were open for Burt Myers. He goes to the inside of Ryan Newman, trying to move now into the third spot. He does. He gets it that time by Ryan Newman. Now back to fourth, closes the door on Brandon Ward to avoid the 2 from getting underneath him. First, Caleb Henny. Second, Brian Lofton. Third, Burt Myers, trying to go for 3 in a row in Smart Modified Tour competition. Fourth, Ryan Newman. Fifth, Brandon Ward. Sixth is Bobby Meismer Jr. Seventh, Carson Lofton. Eighth, Bobby Labonte. Ninth, Tommy Buzzy. And 10th, Spencer Davis. Tim Brown lurking back in 12th. 11th is Zach Brewer. Brandon Ward now under fire for position. Brandon Ward in that brand new PSR car under fire just ahead of this. There it is. Bobby Meismer Jr. able to get by Brandon Ward. So the 14 up a spot on the number 2. We got battles starting to brew just about everywhere in the field here tonight, including the lead battle. Brian Lofton has caught Caleb Heddy. Caleb Heddy trying to win one for his car owner, Tommy Baldwin Jr. Just announced he was diagnosed with cancer this week. This will be the final race that he attends before undergoing cancer treatments. And Heddy trying to win this one for Tommy here tonight. Took the lead by virtue of some pit strategy. In trouble early for Caleb Heddy when that car lost power, but then regained it. And now he's at the top of the field. But Brian Lofton, the winner at South Boston Speedway earlier this year, a very fast race car here tonight. Bussy Beavers getting out of the way to the inside. Tries to go the 15 for Shady Grady Racing. And Brian Lofton closing in on 20 to go in this one. Burt Myers has not been able to catch the top 2. Myers still with a distance, a gap that we've seen him not be able to close. And look at this. Lofton has lost a lot of ground all of a sudden to Caleb Heddy. Heddy on the go pedal. Lofton maybe struggling with that car just a little bit right now as Burt Myers closes in on him. Brian Lofton 4th in points for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. He's a championship contender as well. And with Joey Coulter going out early tonight, Lofton should be able to overtake Coulter in the standings. Burt Myers, and oh no problems for Brian Lofton. Lofton looked like he might have got into the wall off of turn number 2. Might have had a right front tire go down on that machine. Burt Myers in a hurry, turning left. No, he's got oil coming from the back end of that machine. So that car up in smoke coming off the corner, and a bad break for Brian Lofton just as we talk about him possibly gaining points or at least passing Joey Coulter in the championship standings. Looks like a grenade went off, possibly underneath the hood for that Shady Grady Racing number 15 of Brian Lofton. We did get the footage. We're going to show you a replay just momentarily here on Flow Racing as to what happened. We were looking all over the field, and from our corner of our eye, we saw Burt Myers just dart to the inside. It almost looked like Brian Lofton hit the wall, but it was some smoke underneath the hood of that machine. That engine possibly erupting here for Brian Lofton. Let's take a look at the replay coming off the corner. We play that down, and there it is. Lofton, that smoke billowing from the back end of that race car. And a good thing for Burt Myers that he was on his toes, turning left immediately and going around the 15 of Lofton. So 2 of our top 4 championship contenders with problems here tonight. Most recently, Brian Lofton, and prior to that, Joey Coulter. If you're Burt Myers and Brandon Ward, you don't like to see any driver have misfortune, but that's going to play into their hands in terms of this kind of turning the corner maybe into a 2-horse race. But you never know. We got plenty of time left in the season with a bunch of races before the end of the season, which is October 28th, just down the road in Rougemont, North Carolina at Orange County Speedway. So bad break tonight for Brian Lofton. Heartbreak Hotel for him. We'll take a quick break on Flow Racing and come back with more from the Robert Jeffries Memorial.
they would hit it, it's 7 miles when they got inside. Well, don't go on the outside and get passed by 2 people. And then the next restart, go on the outside. You get passed by 2 people. And he's the Hall of Famer. Yes, that's Mason. Well, he's got his team on. The one outdone the race at Smithville. Oh, yeah, okay. That's fair. Okay, y'all on a camp cart? Yeah, we're both. Okay. And then the teammate was like, left the brake. Good luck. Take that wing off this little hand. Looks like a radiator. Something. It's like driving like this right here. That's for my phone when you can't just get it. And yeah, he's going, this race is going so well. Third car day. And it got split. Really good. And the crown all goes on Bart's side. Because Bryce is going crazy. There's no races over. He's been way slow, that whole football. You might as well just restart the first one. He's doing it 15 times.
You ready?
Locked and loaded.
Not wearing flip-flops this year? Get in.
You're actually picking me up for the Clash this year?
You earned it.
All right. It's time for the Clash, boss.
One exception on this trip.
What's that?
We're not listening to that song.
Fine.
I said we're not listening to that song.
Okay. I gotta pee.
Listen to me. You ain't peeing.
I gotta go.
You get 2 stops. You better have a
I
large
was waiting
box.
on you all day.
Well, you can wait all you want to. Hanging out the window if it'll fit.
All right, folks, cleaning up the oil that was put around the racetrack when that grenade went off underneath the hood of Brian Lofton's machine. He was 4th in points coming into this one. And how about those characters on the flag stand right now? Can they hear us? Matthew Dillner and JB, turn around, wave to all your fans. My brother Matthew Dillner from Flow Racing, as well as JB. Hello. We know that JB's the real star. Former pro wrestler, by the way, JB. I think you should entertain the crowd here. Oh, I'm getting black flagged? Thanks. Thanks. JB, throw him off. Oh, look, wait a second. We got the drone on the two in the flag stand, too. We got the Carolina Drilling Citrus Safe drone out there. Oh, not the live one, I'm told. Well, we got another drone that's looking at those two right now here at Ace Speedway. Unfortunate circumstance for Brian Lofton. Take a big hit in his championship quest here. Had such a fast race car here today, fastest in practice, good qualifying effort, led the most laps. But unfortunately, he's not going to win the race here today. Trail of fluid out from the back of that race car, and the track safety team cleaning that up around the racetrack right now. A lot of oil put down, especially in turns 3 and 4. So as we go back green, Caleb Heddy, and what a story that this is turning out to be. Caleb Heddy, last year's champion of the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. His car owner, Tommy Baldwin, announcing this week that he has cancer. We've known Tommy Baldwin for a really long time. His dad, the Tiger Tom Baldwin, so famous in the modified wars, certainly in the north, but also in the south as well. But Tommy going to begin his battle to fight off cancer in just over a week's time. This will be his last race before he begins that battle. And we're excited to have Tommy here today. Going to spend some time with his wife Beth and their family this week to get ready for that fight. I don't know many people stronger than Tommy Baldwin. So we're going to be rooting for Tommy. We're going to be praying for Tommy that we have some good news in the weeks and months to come, and that Tommy will return to the racetrack with us once again. So Tommy, we're rooting for you, buddy, and we can't wait to see you back with the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Fortunately, that number 7 NY will continue to be run by Caleb Heddy on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Tommy's team will join the folks from PSR and work and make sure that that car is at the racetrack. So a little bit of a break right now, still getting ready to go back under yellow flag conditions, hopefully soon. As we mentioned, an hour and 36 and 53 seconds, the longest Smart Modified Tour event here at Ace Speedway. We may break that tonight. I don't know where we're at on the time, but this red flag or 2 red flags here tonight may push us to a new record with the Smart Modified Tour that you don't necessarily usually want, but unforeseen circumstances for sure. And the track officials as well as smart officials want to make sure that this track is ready for competition before JB throws that green flag once again. We're going to take another quick break here on Flow Racing and come back, hopefully, with the green flag again in the Robert Jeffries Memorial. Back under rolling yellow conditions here at Ace Speedway. Cars getting in line. And how about this? Look at who is now near the top of the heap. Old Bert the Ace Myers, the point leader, the winner of 2 in a row in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. That Citrus Safe Leisure Pools and Spas #1. So good. Trying to get 3 in a row. The last person to win 3 in a row, old L.W. Miller. We know how good L.W. Miller was in Southern Modified competition. L.W. back in 2003 actually won 6 Smart Tour races in a row. And his 6th in a row came right here at Ace Speedway. So Burt Myers trying to become the first driver since L.W. Miller did it to win 3 in a row in Smart Tour competition. Who here thinks the ace, Burt Myers from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, can get it done? Caleb Hetty might have something to say about that. The Citra Safe Choose Cone will be coming out shortly. Ryan Newman still lurking back there in the 3rd spot. 4th, Bobby Meismer Jr. 5th spot, Brandon Ward in that brand new PSR race car. 6th, Carson Lofton. Lofton had a very fast race car earlier in this event. Got booted up into the outside groove earlier in the race and has spent his time trying to regain those spots that he lost. Bobby Labonte behind him. Labonte in the Cookout Pace-O-Matic machine for Sadler Stanley Racing. Tommy Buzzy inside the top 10 as well. Buzzy in that number 5 car. Spencer Davis and Zach Brewer. How about Zach Brewer? Great run for that Hillbilly Racing ride in the 79. Again, got to remind everybody watching at home and here in the grandstands, we're right in the middle of Hell Weeks. This starts Hell Weeks for the Smart Modified Tour. That's what we're going to bill it as. 4 straight weeks of racing, and I believe it's like 6 races in the next 7 weeks or something like that. We go to Carteret County Speedway by the beach in North Carolina next Saturday night. Following that, we'll head up to Virginia September 9th. That's a Saturday night as well at the beautiful Dominion Raceway. That's in Spotsylvania, Virginia. And then Sunday, September 17th, the Mod Squad Nationals at Lonesome Pine Speedway. That's in Virginia as well. And the key thing about that weekend, folks, tell your friends going to Bristol that if you're not, if you want more racing Bristol weekend, you got the night race on Saturday night. Just up the road from there, you can go to Lonesome Pine and see some good old mighty modified racing with a Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Teams going around the backstretch in turns 3 and 4, trying to run over that speedy dry, work it into the racetrack. Make sure that there are no slippery conditions before we go back green flag racing here in the Robert Jeffries Memorial. Hats off to Chris Williams, everybody from the Smart Modified Tour, for paying tribute to some of the great Southern Modified racers of all time. And that's what we're doing here tonight with Robert Jeffries. Won the first ever Smart Modified Tour event up at Langley Speedway. It was called something else back then. Won a couple of races in the Smart Modified Tour, but also a 33-time winner at the Madhouse of Bowman Gray Stadium. Was always known to help his competitors in the pit area. Unfortunately, lost his life due to cancer back in 2017. Lee Jeffries, his son, raced with us tonight. Had some trouble earlier on in this race. Lee Jeffries, 2-time winner this year at Bowman Gray Stadium. Love this area of North Carolina as well. I haven't been here probably in about 10 years. It's been a long time. I came up for the Rodney Cook Classic years ago, and I think I came up with a Prelude too, or what could have been known as the Prelude back then. Deep Roots, New Horizons. That's the phrase for nearby Elon, North Carolina, home of Elon University. Bryson Burns, son of Steve Burns, goes to Elon. a good friend of ours, trying to make a name for himself in the broadcasting side of things as well. We're in Alamance County here tonight. What is it, the Fighting Phoenix for Elon, I think? Yeah. You're Gardner Webb, so you don't care, do you? No. By the way, I'm really excited. Blake and I are going to put some money down on a game next week as the college football season gets underway. I'm App State, he's Gardner Webb, and they play each other. Oh, up in Boone, North Carolina. Welcome to the Rock, baby. So it should be fun up there in Boone. I'll be in Carteret County Speedway next week. Where are you next week? Darlington. Just catching some racing, having a good time. Working for NBC, cool. What are you doing? We're getting a scoop from Blake right now. Utility for Blake, that's awesome. Hey, I teach up at App State right now, and I'm teaching all the kids, honestly, learn everything in TV. You got to know everything from production assistant and utility, right up the line, to on-air and producer and you name it. So good for you. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun there next week with NBC at Darlington Raceway. We're back double file. Hoping to go green here soon. Waiting for Jeff Bunton to give him the one to go. It's Hetty in the 7NY. Myers, Burt alongside in that Citrus Safe number 1. Ryan Newman in the Aggressive Hydraulics. Pace-O-Matic machine in 3rd. 4th is the Z-Max car for Bobby Meismer Jr. 5th, Coulter Motorsports ride. New PSR machine for Brandon Ward. Bobby Labonte up in the mix as well. The S&S racing car is looking good here tonight. Latter part of the top 10, Tim Brown has moved back into that 10th spot with the Jerry Hunt Super Center number 25. How about that good-looking truck? AutosByNelson.com providing the pace truck for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. 1 to go until we go green flag again here at Ace. Had myself a hamburger, so did Blake. Thanks for Blake for picking me up a hamburger. So our bellies are full and we're ready for racing here. Still plenty of time in this one for things to shake out. Burt Myers on the outside of the front row going for 3 straight victories on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic, but Caleb Hetty might have something to say about that. Burt Myers to the lead, and Caleb Hetty goes around off of turn number 2. Trouble for Hetty on that restart. I believe he is along the inside wall coming off of turn number 2. Bad break. There he is. Thanks to Carolina Drilling and Citrus Safe for providing the drone coverage so we can see that shot of Caleb Hetty. See if we have the replay on that so we can show people at home. We don't. Sorry about that. Taking a look at the cameras right now. And it looks like Hetty might have had a problem like he had earlier on in this race as we take a look at what Flo has as we prepare a possible replay, at least of what happened to him on the start of the race. or the restart of the race in the Pace-O-Matic restart zone. Remember, earlier in the race, Caleb Heddy looked like he lost power on that 7NY. Don't know if it was ignition or what it was. Usually an electrical gremlin is what that would look like. And it looked like he might have had that on that restart as well. Now, let's show you the restart if we can prior to going back green here on Flow Racing. Here it is, coming off of turn number 4. Heddy kind of just doesn't go. It misfires and everybody goes all over the place. But Heddy has trouble coming back to the stripe on the restart of that race. See Ryan Newman doing a great job staying off the back bumper of Heddy. But then coming off of turn number 2, you can see right there maybe contact possibly with Bobby Labonte. It was definitely one of those S&S racing cars as Heddy slowed dramatically right in front of them. We're going back green now. Burt Myers now the leader of this race. Ryan Newman alongside for this restart. Burt Myers to the point. Ryan Newman trying to fend off Bobby Meismer Jr. How about the run for the driver of the 14 who has 63 career wins at Concord Speedway, the late Concord Speedway. Meismer settles into 3rd. 4th is Brandon Ward. 5th now, Carson Lofton. He's gotten by Bobby Labonte, moving Labonte outside the top 5. Great sponsors on board our top 3 here today. Newman looks underneath. Myers can't get it done. Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners and Leisure Pools and Spas on board of the number 1. Aggressive Hydraulics and Pace-O-Matic. Proud supporters of Ryan Newman in the Smart Modified Tour. Z-Max Lubricants, Racing Electronics, Chico Bell Bonds, the proud supporters of Bobby Meismer Jr. That's your top 3, your podium runners as they run right now. 85 laps in on this one. The double box is up. A little bit further back in the field on the right side of your screen. See Tommy Buzzy in the number 5 car, the 25, as well as Tim Brown in that mix. Tim Brown, very fast in qualifying earlier here tonight. But Tim Brown now back in 12th, Tommy Buzzy in 11th. I'm looking at this battle start to rage for second. Meismer very anxious in that 14, looking outside and inside. Brandon Ward is there as well. Ryan Newman slowing down just a touch. Coming by the stripe this time by 10 laps to go for Burt Myers to make more history in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. I asked Burt Myers and his team, why switch a good thing? The car that he's won 2 in a row, not the car on the racetrack. This is a brand new race car. He has the engine that he won the last 2 races with. Underneath the hood of this car shows you why I'm not a crew chief. Burt Myers and this Dirty South team know what they're doing, and tonight they're getting it done. Remember, Burt Myers earlier in this race faded to about 17th when he was caught up in a melee in turns 3 and 4 and fought his way back to the lead here. Just 8 laps to go in the Robert Jeffries Memorial. Ryan Newman has a handful right now, and that handful includes the front bumper of Bobby Meismer Jr. just a little bit. Myers, that 40-point lead that he brought into this event, will be able to be extended. His nearest competitor, tied for second in points, Brandon Ward, currently running in that 4th spot. Ward so anxiously wants to get by Bobby Meismer Jr. to close the gap a little bit. Will he be able to get it done in the last handful of laps here at Ace Speedway? Ten total wins in Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic competition for Burt Myers. Two to go for Burt Myers here at Ace Speedway. White flag in the air for Burt Myers. A gap now between Newman and Meismer, the top four, running almost equal distances apart from each other. Burt Myers zooming down the backstretch. Burt Myers will become the first driver since L.W. Miller in 2003 to win 3 in a row in the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. And how about this? Burt Myers now with 11 wins on the Smart Modified Tour, also matching L.W. Miller on the all-time win list for the Smart Modifieds. There is Burt Myers doing a burnout here tonight at Ace Speedway, winner of 3 in a row. Put your hands together around this racetrack for Burt Myers. Burt Myers pulling into Pace-O-Matic victory lane once again here at Ace Speedway. He won the Smart Modified Tour event back in 2002 at this racetrack, and the Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners team is going to be partying tonight here at Ace Speedway. Celebration down here with the Citrus Safe team. Backyard leisure pools and spas on the side of this race car as well. 3 wins at Bowman Gray Stadium this year. Now 3 wins on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic as well. His wife Kim down here. His son Slate, who's been wheeling a modified as well this year. Hope to see him back behind the wheel of his crate modified as well. Coming up, Ryan Newman in victory lane, reaching in and congratulating Burt Myers as the winner of this race. Newman had a great run here tonight as well and will stand on the podium. Burt Myers, 3 wins in a row in Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic competition. The last driver to win 3 in a row, L.W. Miller back in 2003. And now Burt Myers is tied with L.W. with 11 wins on the all-time win list for the Smart Modified Tour. Burt Myers has been a man on a mission. 3 wins in a row. Put your hands together for the ace. I got to say, though, probably some anxious moments early in that race when you faded to about 15th to 17th.
Yeah, Jason told me before the race he was worried. I said, what do you mean we qualified 10th? He said, because when you don't qualify good, your car's really good in the race. And we knew we were good, and starting that far back at a place like Ace where things bottleneck, we got in an altercation down here, and I felt something loose, and we came in, and the left rear trailing arm was about to fall off the thing. We got that fixed under that one stop, and I told him, I said, we got a good car. We just need some laps to get going. And I knew that those guys had pitted early, so they were going to have more laps on their tires. And who knows what if I'd have had anything for the 7 or not. I don't know what happened, but I knew once we got that clean air, we'd be hard to beat.
It was kind of like the seas opened for you. Unfortunately, maybe some ignition problems or electrical problems with that car. But then you had to fend off Ryan Newman, too, and he's always tough.
Yeah. You know, this feels good. This feels good. Like you said, we waited a long time, and guys like Ryan and 2 Bobbies and the 7, I mean, this whole group, this is strong. This is strong. This Southern Modified group right now is really strong. So to be able to come out here and win this race tonight, to honor Robert Jeffries, want to keep Tommy Baldwin and his family in their prayers. I was sitting there thinking, I said, you know, if I do finish second to that 7, it'd be hard to be disappointed with what he's got going through. So we're going to keep him in our prayers. But, man, this is awesome. To win 3 in a row after we went on that dry streak, this is awesome. These guys don't quit. We ran, I don't know, we probably ran 50 laps of practice. We never put new tires on because we knew we needed to be good. Long run, and that's what we did.
Hey, how about 3 in a row? We mentioned this. First driver in smart competition to do it since L.W. Miller, and now you tie L.W. Miller with 11 wins in smart modified tour competition.
Hey, man, that sounds good. L.W. used to kick our butt on a regular basis. So, like I said, these guys didn't quit. Thanks. I got to thank my sponsors. CitraSafe Cleaners, been there with me for years. They're always with me no matter what. I couldn't do it without them, especially. This PSR chassis, this is a different car. This is not the car that I've been running the beginning of the year, and we were reluctant to switch.
We thought you were crazy.
Well, Philip Smith did too. He said, what is wrong with you? You're leaving that other car sitting at home. But this PSR car was really strong tonight. Like I said, these guys, Backyard Leisure Hair, turn this way so I don't forget anybody. Real Tractor, Auto Store, NASCAR Institute, Greg Butcher, VP, QA1, CitraSafe, MJ, Little Donuts, RE. Man, I'm telling you, if I'm forgetting somebody, I'm sorry. But Bubba's Speed Shop, like I said, Philip Smith helps this thing go around. My family, these guys come out here and do this for the price of a pit pass. I can't pay them. They just do it for the same reason I do, is because they love it. The same reason these fans come out here and allow us to put this show on for them, because they love it. So tickles my heart to see this thing going this good.
And tonight, it's twice as nice because you get 2 cool trophies. The Banker's Life Smarty Trophy presentation here in Victory Lane. That is manufactured by Jostens. And then also an unbelievable replica car of Robert Jeffries' machine. And, of course, this race paid tribute to the late, great Robert Jeffries here tonight. We will present that right now as well. Take a look at this replica car. Herd Hobbies putting together this replica car, and I'm telling you what, that is a sporty-looking trophy, and I'm sure Burt Myers is going to have that up on his mantle wherever he has all of his 11 smart trophies. Going to take some pictures in Pace-O-Matic Victory Lane and step over here and talk to Ryan Newman as well. Remember, the late models coming up next here at Ace Speedway. But a hard-fought battle tonight for Ryan Newman as well, SRX racing champion. It looked like it was a lot of fun, but you just didn't have enough for Burt.
Yeah, we were pretty much loose the whole night. You watched me bit. I think it was lap 16, then again at 39 or something like that. But we were just fighting being loose, and eventually still finished loose, but got it better. Took the track position, knew that it was going to be king. Tires held on great here, which was unfortunate for us because, we had track position. But either way, thank all the fans for coming out tonight. I thought we put on a decent show on a couple restarts on the outside, which is not the ideal place to be, but nevertheless finished second. Got to thank Pace-O-Matic for sponsoring the whole deal here. Aggressive Hydraulics, Capital Ford of Raleigh, and all the people that helped make this work. Hoosier Tires were good tonight, and, we'll keep going. PSR chassis, were fun. I think that, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something like that for them. So It was a good run.
Good run for the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman. I guarantee you, this guy's going to be in victory lane before the end of the season. And how about the second podium finish of the year for old Farmer Ted, Bobby Meismer Jr. Great run for the Z-Max Lubricants Racing Electronics number 14. And man, I thought you were going to have second battling with old Ryan Newman there.
Yeah, I gave Ryan a shot going down there in one, and we talked about it. I think Bert was backing his corner up, and he was also trying to do the same thing. I was charging the corner. They were free, or at least I know Ryan was free, but I needed to get up, dig off in there because I was actually tight. Gave him a shot. And if that had been for the win, it might have been really exciting, but and been even more exciting tomorrow at Millbridge when we got our kids out there racing. But it's a heck of a deal here for my team. I mean, this is really like a win for us. Come up here today, almost turned around. We broke a fan belt on the way up here, so put us behind schedule. Short-handed, being a Friday race. Practice, we was 23rd quick, and I went in the trailer and went back to what Old Faithful set up and crossed my fingers for qualifying, and that put us really close. And hell of a race. I mean, I got to thank my guys, Eddie, David, my dad, Kevin. My daughter came out today, so maybe she's the good luck turn here. Brody, he pitched a fit not being able to get here early enough for practice, but school's more important. But no, Z-Max Racing Products, Carolina Foundation Supply, anybody that does any kind of construction materials or needs any kind of construction stuff, Carolina Foundation Supply, check them out. Pub 49, they're one of my son's sponsors, Bill Cole. He's got the ice cold beer there in Harrisburg. Boston Reed Real Estate and Alcova Mortgage with Stephen Knorr and the Knorr Group. Real good friend of mine and great family, and it's a hell of a team. I couldn't do what I'm doing without everybody.
Absolutely. Bobby Meismer Jr. in third. And how about Kevin Hughes, too? A shout out to him as well. Kevin Hughes, who's done so much for Bobby Meismer Jr. through the years. Folks, did you enjoy the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic? You guys are tired after that long red flag, I know. We still got the prelude to the RCC coming up next. I'll head back up to the booth. Blake will take over here. But congratulations to Burt Myers, the winner tonight here. 3 wins in a row on the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic for the old ace, Burt Myers.